In Japan, there's a delivery company that runs a fleet of Toyota vans. Average mileage on each van, 520,000 kilometers. Same engine you can buy anywhere in the world. Same fuel, same highways. But their fleet manager has one strict rule that every single driver must follow without exception. A rule so simple, most mechanics would laugh at it. And yet, engine rebuilds in that fleet are almost non-existent. Here's what that rule is, and why ignoring it is quietly destroying engines all over the world. Why cold starts are the hidden killer. Most people think engine wear happens at high speed, heavy acceleration, long highway runs, hot summers. That's not where engines die. Studies from the Society of Automotive Engineers show that a significant portion of total engine wear, some estimates put it between 60 to 80%, happens in the first 10 to 15 seconds after a cold start. Read that again. Not 10,000 miles of highway driving, not years of hard acceleration, 10 to 15 seconds, every single morning. Here's why. When your engine sits overnight, oil drains down. It settles into the oil pan at the bottom. The upper engine components, valve train, camshafts, lifters, timing components, they sit dry. No oil film, metal sitting directly against metal. The moment you turn that key, the oil pump begins pulling oil from the pan. But oil pressure doesn't stabilize instantly. There's a window, sometimes just a few seconds, sometimes longer in cold weather, where critical components are running with almost zero lubrication. That window is called boundary lubrication. And inside that window, microscopic metal-to-metal contact happens. Once, no problem. Twice, still nothing visible. Do that same thing 1500 cold starts over 10 years, and that microscopic damage compounds into measurable wear. This is not a theory. This is documented engine behavior. And this is exactly what Japanese professional drivers are trained to manage from day one. Step 1. The 30-second rule nobody follows correctly. Here's what the Osaka fleet manager tells every driver. After starting the engine, wait 30 to 45 seconds before moving the vehicle. That's it. That's the rule. But here's where most people get it wrong, even the ones who've heard this advice before. They sit in the car, engine running, and immediately start adjusting mirrors, checking their phone, turning on climate control, selecting music. All of that draws electrical load. Electrical load increases alternator demand. Alternator demand puts mechanical load on the engine belt system while oil pressure is still stabilizing. The Japanese method is different. Start the engine. Don't touch anything. Let the idle settle. Watch the oil pressure warning light. On most modern vehicles, it extinguishes within 2 to 3 seconds if the system is healthy. But oil reaching full circulation pressure and oil actually coating every upper engine surface, those are two different things. Full oil film distribution to the valve train can take 20 to 45 seconds at idle, depending on oil viscosity and ambient temperature. This is why cold weather makes this even more critical. At 0 degrees Celsius, even a 5W30 oil flows noticeably thicker than at operating temperature. The pump works harder, distribution takes longer, the boundary lubrication window extends. Practical rule: start the engine. Let it idle undisturbed for 30 to 45 seconds. Don't rev it, don't load it, don't move it. Let the oil do its job first. Step 2. The throttle behavior in the first 5 minutes. This is where the real separation happens between drivers who reach 500,000 kilometers and those who don't. After that initial idle period, the engine is not ready for full load, not even close. Metal components expand as they heat. Engine tolerances, the precise gaps between pistons and cylinder walls, between bearing surfaces, are engineered for operating temperature. At cold temperatures, those tolerances are slightly off spec. Running hard in that window forces components to work against tolerances they weren't designed for at that temperature. What Japanese professional drivers do, for the first 3 to 5 minutes of driving, they keep RPM below 2500. They avoid sudden acceleration. They avoid high electrical loads like rear defrosters and maximum climate control during this exact window. They drive gently. Not parked at idle, that's actually not efficient for warm-up, but moving with light throttle, low RPM, minimal stress. Modern engine management systems do compensate for cold starts. Fuel mixture is adjusted. Timing is modified. The ECU knows the engine is cold, but the ECU cannot protect against a driver who puts their foot down 45 seconds after startup on a 2-degree morning. That decision happens outside the software. That's why driver behavior is the variable that separates the 150,000-kilometer engine from the 500,000-kilometer engine, not the car, not the oil brand. The behavior repeated every single morning for years. Step 3. Oil viscosity and cold start chemistry. The Japanese approach to oil selection for cold start protection is specific. They don't chase the thickest oil for maximum protection. They prioritize cold flow characteristics, what happens in those first seconds before the engine reaches temperature. This is exactly what the first number in a viscosity rating tells you. Take 5W30. That W stands for winter. The 5 describes how the oil flows at cold temperatures. Lower number, better cold flow, faster distribution during startup, shorter boundary lubrication window. A 10W40 in a cold climate versus a 5W30 means the oil is thicker at startup. It takes longer to reach upper engine components. That boundary lubrication window extends by seconds. Over 1,500 cold starts, that difference accumulates. Japanese mechanics in colder regions often specifically recommend 0W20 or 0W30 for vehicles that sit overnight in low temperatures, not because it's better oil in general, but because cold start protection is the priority. This is a direct application of the Kaizen principle to oil chemistry. Small optimization, repeated thousands of times, compounding results. Additionally, full synthetic oil maintains its cold flow properties significantly better than conventional oil as it ages. Conventional oil thickens more as it degrades. The cold start behavior of a conventional oil at 4,000 miles is meaningfully worse than fresh conventional oil. This is one of the underappreciated arguments for synthetic oil. Not highway performance, but consistent cold start behavior across the entire oil change interval. Step 4. The warm-up myth that's damaging engines. There's a widely held belief that you should let your engine idle for 5 to 10 minutes before driving in cold weather. This is outdated advice from the carburetor era. Modern fuel-injected engines don't need extended idle warm-up. In fact, extended idling in cold weather creates its own set of problems. At cold idle, the engine runs rich, meaning more fuel in the combustion mixture. That excess fuel can wash down cylinder walls, diluting the oil film that's supposed to protect them. This is called fuel dilution. The engine also reaches operating temperature faster under light load driving than at idle. Faster warm-up means less time spent in that cold, wide tolerance, oil distribution stressed condition. So the correct method is not park and idle for 10 minutes. The correct method is idle 30 to 45 seconds for initial oil distribution, then drive gently with low RPM for 3 to 5 minutes. That combination warms the engine faster, reduces fuel dilution risk, and minimizes total time in the cold start wear window. The Osaka fleet manager's rule isn't about idling longer. It's about respecting the first 5 minutes of every drive. Let's put real numbers to this. Assume you drive 300 days a year. That's 300 cold starts annually. Over 10 years, 3,000 cold starts. If each poorly managed cold start causes even slightly elevated wear on cylinder walls, valve train components, and bearing surfaces, that damage compounds. Japanese mechanical engineers have a term for this: ruseki, cumulative accumulation. It's the same principle behind compound interest. Small inputs, consistent behavior, extraordinary long-term output. The taxi driver in Tokyo with 840,000 kilometers on his crown didn't have a secret oil. He had 8,000 well-managed cold starts. The delivery fleet in Osaka isn't running exotic engines. They're running the same hardware everyone else uses, managed through disciplined cold start behavior from the first second of every workday. That's the actual secret, not a product, a protocol. Here's the complete cold start protocol that Japanese professional drivers follow. Start the engine. Let it idle undisturbed for 30 to 45 seconds. Watch the oil pressure light clear. Don't rev, don't load, don't move. For the next 3 to 5 minutes, drive with light throttle. Stay below 2,500 RPM. Avoid hard acceleration and heavy electrical loads. Use the correct viscosity for your climate. prioritizing cold flow characteristics, not just hot performance numbers. Change oil before cold flow properties degrade significantly, especially if you're in a cold climate with frequent cold starts. None of this is complicated. None of this costs money. It costs 45 seconds of patience every morning. Multiply that by 3,000 cold starts over a decade. That patience becomes 520,000 kilometers. Most engines don't fail from one catastrophic mistake. They fail from one small, impatient decision, repeated 3,000 times. You just learned how to stop making it. Subscribe, because the next thing I show you might save your engine again.